He's at a work event. Someone walks up with a drink and says, "So, how about this weather?" And you can see it. The slight shift in posture, the tightening around the eyes. He answers, but something in him has already left the room. It's not anger. It's not shyness. It's something quieter. A kind of shutting down that happens so fast, most people miss it entirely. And if you've seen it enough times, you start to notice a pattern. Some men don't just dislike small talk. They seem to physically retreat from it. Here's how it usually gets interpreted. He's awkward. He's rude. He thinks he's too good for normal conversation. He doesn't know how to be social. He's cold. He's got an attitude problem. The assumption is almost always the same. If a man doesn't engage in casual conversation, something's wrong with him. He's deficient in some social skill the rest of us learned in kindergarten. But that interpretation misses something important. It assumes small talk is neutral, that it's just a harmless social ritual everyone should be able to navigate. For some men, it's not. Start with how the brain processes conversation. Some people are wired to engage more deeply with information. Psychologists call it need for cognition. It's a tendency to seek out complexity, to process meaning, to pull things apart and examine how they work. When a man like this hears, "How was your weekend?" his brain doesn't register it as a friendly question. It registers it as noise. There's no depth to process, no idea to turn over, no real exchange happening. And this isn't a choice. Studies show that people with high need for cognition get less reward from surface-level interaction. The dopamine hit that comes from casual banter just doesn't land the same way. But put that same man in a conversation about something with weight, something he can actually think about, and the shift is immediate. He engages, he focuses, he comes alive. It's not that he dislikes people. It's that his brain is looking for something to work with. And small talk doesn't give him that. Then there's the performance cost. For many men, small talk isn't light. It's labor. He's standing there, nodding, smiling at the right moments. But internally, he's tracking everything. Did that joke land? Was the pause too long? Is he supposed to ask a follow-up now? Is his face doing the right thing? Psychologists call this cognitive load. While one person is coasting through casual conversation, another is running a full diagnostic in real time. Every exchange requires calculation. Every response gets evaluated before it leaves his mouth. And because so much energy is going into managing the interaction, he can't actually be in it. He's performing the role of someone having a conversation, but he's not present. He's watching himself from a distance, monitoring his own behavior like a script he's supposed to follow. Over time, his brain starts to associate small talk with effort, with stress, with pretending. So he stops engaging, not because he's antisocial, because the cost of showing up that way is exhausting. There's also the issue of scripting. Men are often socialized into specific conversational patterns. You're supposed to keep things light. You're supposed to not get too serious. You're supposed to follow the rhythm everyone else is following. Small talk is the clearest expression of that. Someone says, "How's it going?" You say, "Good, you?" Even if you're not good. Even if the question doesn't mean anything. It's a script. And scripts are safe. They keep things smooth. They prevent discomfort. But for men who value directness or authenticity, that script starts to feel like a wall. Every polite exchange is another moment spent on the surface. Every empty question is a missed opportunity to actually connect. They're not trying to be difficult. They've just recognized that small talk doesn't lead anywhere. It keeps you exactly where you started. Polite, distant, unknown. And once you see it that way, it's hard to go back. Here's something you notice with men who avoid small talk. They tend to be comfortable with silence. Most people panic when conversation stalls. They rush to fill the gap with something, anything, weather, traffic, weekend plans. But men who dislike small talk often don't. They'll sit in silence and not feel the need to fix it. Because silence to them is more honest. It doesn't pretend, it doesn't perform, it just exists. And in a culture that treats quiet as awkward, that's a rare thing. The stereotype is that men who hate small talk think they're smarter than everyone else. Too intellectual, too serious, too deep for regular conversation. And sure, some men carry that attitude, but most don't. For most, it's not arrogance. It's the opposite. Small talk is safe because it doesn't ask anything of you. You can talk about nothing and stay protected. But real conversation is vulnerable. You show something. You reveal what you think. You risk being misunderstood. When a man skips small talk and goes straight to something real, he's not being superior. He's taking a risk. He's opening the door to actual connection instead of hiding behind the script. That takes more courage than most people realize. And here's the part that gets missed most often. Hating small talk doesn't mean hating people. Research shows that men who avoid casual conversation often have fewer friendships, but the ones they do have tend to go much deeper. They'd rather know 2 people well than know 20 people barely. They'd rather have 1 conversation that matters than 10 that don't. If a man seems uncomfortable during small talk, the instinct is to assume something's off, that he's struggling, that he needs to loosen up. But maybe he's just wired differently. Maybe his brain is looking for something with more weight. Maybe he's tired of performing. Maybe he's seen through the script and can't pretend he hasn't. He's not broken. He's not cold. He's just done with shallow. And in a world that runs on scripts, that quiet refusal can look like a lot of things, but it's not what people think. It's just a different way of being honest.